Greetings, 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 and good afternoon, Juneteenth family. Welcome back to our weekly Lunch and Learn. This week on our Lunch and Learn, we have Iusa Beckles, the creative mind behind BUSHMADE, a line that we're going to learn more about. He's going to come up and tell us a little bit about himself and give us something to lunch and learn about. Hey, Iusa, how are you today?
How's it going, everyone?
Pretty good, pretty good. Community, welcome, Iusa. So, Iusa, tell us about yourself. Tell us about you and BUSHMADE. What's
Well,
BUSHMADE?
the journey to BUSHMADE began years ago, maybe over 10 years ago. I used to live in Maryland. I was born in Brooklyn. Um, Moved to Maryland when I was about 10 years old, and for like seven siblings, and we all grew up doing our own thing. I got into art because my older brother was drawing, trying to imitate. And by the time I was 18, I came back to New York, and just kind of try to integrate back into New York culture, but it was kind of a shift. And so it took me a couple of years to actually apply and go to college. But when I did go, I studied graphic design at the Fashion Institute. And from there, I got a lot of experiences on, hands-on making. I got to study abroad in England, South England, Bournemouth. And from there, when I got back in my graduate year of my bachelor's program, was when I started to focus more in on the brand. And I used like some of my class projects as a way to develop the look of it, and using that time to start integrating my ideas as part of what I was learning. So once I left or graduated, um, I started working with the design studio. A family member had one. We were doing t-shirt making, prototyping, um, digital graphic work, logos. And all the while, sometimes the brand was on the back burner and I was still kind of developing it, and still also working with some friends of mine as far as collective ideas. But at some point in time, it was kind of, not in the forefront of my mind. The name actually wasn't even BUSHMADE at that time. And at some point, because I lived in Flatbush, um, the name just came to mind like that. And from there, correlated a lot of what it would mean as far as um, Bush and Made for me, what it means to me as far as the creative process. The Bush to me equates to mind pretty much. It's like this wilderness or this connection to nature, the processes of nature, and how ideas come to be, and how things evolve, and how things come from that intangible place. And then the made aspect of it is just the bringing to form um, that's tangible. So it's a process, push made. Um, and I'm still on the journey to bring together the creative side and then the business aspect of it. So this opportunity is very good.
Super, super. I love that. I definitely was curious. I was like, I wonder if BUSHMADE is, I think the first, I'm from the Bronx, but I think the first neighborhood that came to my mind was Bushwick.
Yeah,
So just now when you said Flatbush, I'm like, yeah,
yeah, it's that.
Another Bush. Got it. But
And
I love the correlation to nature and how all of our neighborhoods and just human nature in general, it's all just a part of nature. So that's pretty dope. So what else are you going to show us here today? I know you have an interactive
yes,
plan and something to show us, and while you're doing that, I would love it if you just share anything, any tips for the community as far as things that you've learned along the way, knowing as a creative. I was listening to the process and I'm like, yeah, we all have a process of how we started at one point and got to another point, whether it be with the name of your business, the philosophy, the passion behind it. Feel free to share while you're showing us what you're showing us, to share whatever is on your heart, spirit, and mind. And I'm going to pass the stage off to you. Thank you for joining us today, and I'll be back.
all right, got it. Thank you. Well, I'll start off by showing a couple of pieces. This is my home studio. I have a combination of instruments and making heat press, vinyl material, which is that allows me to customize, pieces. So when I am not creating or when I'm not outsourcing, like a mass-produced design, such as these, I got these embroidered recently. The slogan of my brand is "Higher Self," and the meaning of that. From person to person, people interpret it differently, but they do generally gravitate towards that message. And for me, it means, of course, to hire yourself, to do something that you love, and sustain yourself if it's possible. But then also, for me, means that there's always this thing within us that's trying to come out. And sometimes the world may have all these different directions to pose you in, and but that voice is still in there. So higher self to me means just connecting with that internal voice that you have with you, and kind of allowing that source to hire you in a way, if that makes sense. So it's about bringing out your passions, pretty much, to simplify it. So some of the designs that I create are fairly simple, basic. This is a crew neck sweater I was selling last fall. I was in Washington Square Park. They were allowing vendors out there, even if you didn't have a permit. So there's a slogan, "Higher Self." A lot of what I create relates to things that I write or just writing in general and typography. So it says "Higher Self, my love," and also a lot of what I create are messages to myself. So it's like reinforcement. It's a lot of affirmation. For example, this hoodie I made recently, one of a kind, and there's a lot going on. The front is fairly simple. It has the slogan and it has another message, which is "Seek." And it's kind of going into the pocket there, which you can see the eyes. And on the hood, on the right side of the hood, is a repetitious kind of affirmation: "All is well, all is well, all is well," and "My love, my love, my love." So it's a very it's affirmation, pretty much. It's something that I find that's beneficial for me, especially in recent times and things going on where the world can feel out of our control. I find solace in creating and releasing. On the back of it, where there seems to be a lot of chaos, this face is actually a caricature of my uncle. It's also where the bush idea came from. That was his hairstyle at the time. He took the picture and they made the caricature of it. So bush also correlates to the hairstyle, afro. And on the back of this is a slight slogan or a slight, it's a poem, but it's just a repetition of "Not disillusion, not disillusion, not disillusion." And on the bottom it says "So disillusion." And for me, that just means the same thing as higher self in a way, where it's a lot of things that you could be connected to in this world, a lot of things and messages and, call it groups and, I call them cliques of consciousness, things that, pull you outside yourself. But at the end of the day, I feel like having that internal direction is something that will allow you to create your reality and then, connect with like-minded people and create even more expansive reality. So I'll show you a couple more pieces just to show like the style, the range of styles, things I like to make. I just showed this jacket. I made this a while ago. I like to add little details, interior details, inside. Once again, this is a vinyl process. So I have a machine that I designed in the computer, and it cuts it out. And last, it's a permanent, permanent application. And this material specifically, this one you can't see on camera, but it has like a suede touch to it. A lot of my pieces, like this one, I say is complete, but I kind of want to add more affirmative kind of messages or poems that I write on the interior. So this is one of my favorite pieces, actually. And I wear this. I don't sell. I'm not going to sell that one. Here is another piece I'll show. It's a very light running kind of jacket, and it has that same message: not disillusion, not disillusion. The sense of the eye or your awareness, and going into soul disillusion, my love. And goes back again to the messaging, where it's the creative process, I think, in life is an individual's journey. And so as we, go along through life and meet people, you have different experiences. It's all within our awareness. And whatever beliefs we attach to those experiences tends to generate our lives. So the message behind not disillusion, so disillusion is to not allow the external to dictate who you are, as much as being self-determined. I think self-determination is something that's very necessary for everyone, of course, but especially in our community, especially in these times where there's so much possibility and potential to expand. Just from pair to pair, and just the way we're connecting now, there's so much potential. And that's something that I'm actually getting into more as far as networking and finding a community, because I have a space that I am able to, bring creatives over. They're setting up a photo studio. You see the backdrop behind me. So I want the space to be like that kind of hub for creatives to come by, bring that energy, build it up. I have more pieces. I'm going to show more pieces just because it's a range of styles. So this one is one of a kind vest. And again, it has, I don't know how well this is showing up, but many eyes on it. And it's a journey going down and coming back up. And for me, it's kind of a spiritual message in a way, as far as awareness coming down, experiencing life in a way, higher self, and then going back up. The message comes from actually an anime, Good for Health, Bad for Education, in which it pretty much just means that in hiring self, sometimes that goes against the natural structure of things, or what you've been taught, or the different molds people try to put you in. So hiring self is good for your health, but bad for their education. With kind of a rebellious message. This piece is also relatively recent, and like I said again with the vinyl, I enjoy using vinyl so much because this is a reflective 3M vinyl, and I can't really demonstrate it right now, but it's reflective, like a safety gear kind of jacket, you're running in the dark. A lot of my clothing does come out, or some of it, looking like active wear, which is a good thing because being active is another thing that is necessary, especially when it comes to mental health and a lot of things that we may have been going through in the recent years. I think brought that to light. So this one, running jacket, and I like to, like I said, add little details. So here it says all is well. So imagine when you're greeting somebody, giving a handshake or whatever it is, that message is there. And I'll see, finally, I'll show this one. I'll make this one, also very recently made. This is what I call kind of like an unleashed design, as in, a specific person that would love it. Some people might be like, that's too much for me. But I got this, I think at Burlington actually. So it's a one of a kind. And message all is well goes up. Seek higher self. And just these eyes eyes are always just like a symbol of awareness. So now I'm going to demonstrate the process of making the shirt. And I'm going to use a simple long sleeve black shirt, blank. I'm going to put this right here. And I'm actually going to grab my scissors. All right. So when I'm creating a shirt from scratch, if it's going to be a shirt that has more than just the standard message on it, I have different material cut out. So this one is higher self and kind of a dark copper reflective finish. Different messages, the eyes. So these things, like, again, they're cut out, and I'm able to place them as I want. So, go ahead and have my scissors over here. What I have to use instead is a X-Acto blade. And I'm going to make sure you can see all of it. All right, so what I'm going to start out with, this way. I'm going to start out with the front of the shirt. So I'm going to go with the higher self message on the front. Simplify. The way I do that is I place t-shirt on the platen, and I can register if it's central based off of, let me see if I can actually, I can see if it's central based off of the feel of the seams and how they wrap around the machine itself. And once I get that, I can take the design, cut it out real quick. And as of right now, I don't really know what I want to do beyond this. And I think that's one of the, kind of exciting parts about this process. When I'm making a shirt that is going to be one of a kind, or maybe a couple of them will be similar. It's a very organic process. And I kind of allow the design to dictate where I'm going with it. So right now, I'm placing the graphic and registering how far it is from the collar, seeing how it looks when it's worn, or how it would look when it's worn. And generally, the design is the shape by yourself. I kind of line it up with the middle of the collar, but I'll show you once I press it. That looks pretty good. So I'll use this Teflon sheet. Sometimes you don't have to use it, but because this shirt is, or this material is metallic, sometimes it's safer to use this Teflon sheet. It transfers the heat, but not in such an abrasive way. And I'll just adjust the pressure. When you lock it down, it takes about 11 to 15 seconds to allow the adhesive to melt and adhere to the cloth. And this timer is not counting down right now for some reason, but you can see counting in my head. And now some of the material that I use in vinyl, some of them are peel, and some of them are cool, as in you have to allow the temperature to dry and the temperature to cool down. This one is a cool peel, so I'll do it on camera. You just peel it off. There it is, and it has that nice shine to it. Really like this finish. All right. So now, after that application, I'm thinking of where else I want to go with it. And being that it's a long sleeve shirt, and long sleeve shirt, I like that. I want to do something with the sleeves. So the process that I use is it's good for as far as the service I provide. It's good for like a shirt job that you may need very quickly, or if you have a job where you want people's names on it, so every shirt is different slightly, but not for like very high amounts of order, like a high count of orders. But it's very good for sample making. You just want to get an idea of how a shirt's going to look before you mass produce it, getting the placements right. Okay, so now I'm going to cut out a couple more elements that I think I want to add to this. And what I'm cutting out right now is a abbreviation or an acronym rather. I'll show you in 1 second. It's also an acronym, a reminder, another affirmation, affirmative type of message that I think is helpful to keep in mind. So I put it in my face as much as possible by designing with it. And it is, I don't know which way you're seeing it probably, but AIMTUIM. And it just means all is mind, the universe is mental. And that message I picked up, this message I picked up from my journey to searching into, different spiritual things, different schools of thought. And it basically encompasses the idea that your reality starts in your mentality, or is definitely defined by your mentality. Nobody's in your mind but yourself. So, and that's what I equate to the bush again, the mind, the bush. And like I said, it can be a wilderness or it can be a beautifully landscaped piece of nature. That all depends on how much you tend to it, I would say. And as I'm saying this, I'm speaking to myself because I know what it can be like to experience the mental wilderness sometimes. So, all is mind, the universe is mental. Putting that down the right side of the sleeve. Right side and left side when I'm designing. I sometimes correlate those things to, what they consider left brain or right brain. So right side is technically controlled by the left brain, but that's just how I think when I'm designing when it comes to symmetry and balancing out the message and things like that. So it all comes to mind. But let's make sure this was proper pressure. Yeah. So again, this process can be very fluid. So we got 3 here coming down the sleeve. I'm gonna add 1 more because there's more space. But I'm thinking I'm not going to add the BUSHMADE. I'm not gonna add another all is mine universe mental. I'm going to add a BUSHMADE graphic. And I have two options. I have an option that is in white, and then I have an option that is in blue suede kind of finish. And of course, I'm going to contrast the white with the blue suede. I said, of course, but you could have it like monochromatic, simple, stay straight white down, but I want to change it up. Now, when I place BUSHMADE, generally, since the sleeve is mostly down, I don't like to put BUSHMADE going down. Generally, I like to have it facing up, just as a sort of symbolism in a way. So place it, take a look at it. Wish I had it. So I'm always like gauging the distances and spacing between it. That's from the graphic design. Because the little things like that, the little things that if you're not trained in graphic design, you won't really pay attention to it, you won't care for it or notice it when it comes to type and when it comes to composition. But I think our minds recognize it, even on the subconscious level, when things are in a certain order or equal. It's always like just picking up things, not consciously, but you feel it more than you can analyze it, I would say. And I know everybody has that. We have that experience with a lot of things, just the environment, the Bible things. But yeah, for me, design, I can be a perfectionist with it at times. Sometimes that can be a hindrance, but I understand the effect that it has when you do take time for the details and you take time for the little small things. So this suede material, I believe, is a cool peel. So I have to give it some time before I try to peel it. But once it sticks, it sticks. And you can wash it over and over. It won't pop up at all. You'll apply it right. So that is good. It's coming down. And leave it there for a second. And I like the orange is the complementary color to blue. So I don't mind, that was for me. I don't mind that color combination. I like that color combination. Now, looking at it, simple shirt for now, but for the sake of demonstration, I'm going to add some more graphics to it. And like I said, a lot of what I do is with repetition. So thinking, and this feels like a very active wear kind of thing. I think active wear has a lot of lines, like visual lines, and having that sense of like streaks and like Adidas, or I'm just saying that, but I'm gonna see how it looks when I make it right now. So I'm gonna add some more of these all is mind versus mental. I'm gonna go down the left side. And this is a process that is, I can be mobile with it. I've done some workshops as far as teaching t-shirt printing. I've done some teaching artist work actually right before COVID came around. And I was teaching in schools, Manhattan. It was specifically one school in Manhattan. And I was able to bring my machine there and the heat press there at one point. Not even the heat press, I'm sorry, y'all. You can also apply it with an iron at times. And I'm looking for my blade. So I'm gonna cut out a couple more of these so we can finish it up. going to put 3 along the side. I like the number 3. And I think I'll switch it up. One goes one direction, another goes another direction. Just as a visual, some diversity. And placed here. Look like you're a good distance apart. And then I'm going to protect it. Increase the pressure. And while that's going, I can peel off the BUSHMADE graphic. And there we go. Got the sleeve down. Like that. Right. So this, and so with workshopping, when I was doing it for a organization, PL2, I always forget the acronym, but I was able to, run some T-shirt making programs. So there we go. We have the streak on that side, streak on that side. To me, that feels balanced as far as what's happening. People have different styles, but like I said, when I was selling in Washington Square Park, there was a variety of people that would, gravitate towards the message. Some gravitate more towards the simple designs, and some gravitate more towards the busy designs, or what I call unleashed designs. So what I am going to do now is add a bit of back branding. And to do that, I am going to add BUSHMADE again, but in a different format. And I have multiple formats for it. Kind of looks like it says Boomer Shade, but it's BUSHMADE in a different configuration. And to me, that is the whole idea of something being adaptable, or modular, or flexible in a way. So I think I have 3 different configurations. BUSHMADE, checking the registration of it. I'll show you again. It's there. Oh, that's that. So it's good to go. You can actually press it without. Right. Go. All right. So this is the only shirt I'm going to make today. And like I said, this process is a very, can be a quick process, organic process. A lot of the things that I've done, a lot of the work that I've done relative to teaching this has been like group endeavors, mostly with younger kids. But it's a great skill, and it's a great, very therapeutic in a way, because you can think something, put it into the computer, and even if you don't want to use computers, even if you just want to use shapes, cut it out yourself, but put it into a computer, cut it out right there. You can really see a design go from your mind into your hands in, no time. So that something very cathartic about that, something very therapeutic about it. So you have this now, simple, back is simple, front is streamlined but slightly busy. So there's one more thing I've been doing lately, which is applying the eyes to bottom wondering if I want to do that here or not. And I think I do. But I'm going to apply a reflective material to the bottom. See how that looks. So this is like a 3M reflective material. And kind of safety gear kind of thing. So I'm applying this to the bottom of the shirt as if it's falling off the bottom of the shirt. Because I like kind of using the shirt, I mean, it's a canvas, of course, but just the idea that there's more to it in a way that it's beyond its physical. So, yeah, I'm going to put this design here before, questioning it actually, and I'm going to go with it. All right. See, this process, I'm not even sure how long it's been going. Okay. Kind of get lost in it. And like I said, it's a very therapeutic process. You get a kind of release from it. And I kind of want to take that to people. And right now, I'm in the process of packaging that in there so that I can do that. All right, so this one takes 16 to 20 seconds. And I believe this is the proper temperature for this one. So it's just a slight little piece on the bottom. I'm kind of okay with it. I know the effect that it has when it shows its reflective effect in the dark. It's just another dimension, pretty much, another visual dimension. And I like that. I'm gonna add one more thing, just because for the sake of demonstration. Like I said, this brand to me was never really so much heavily about fashion. It was more so about message. And using clothing, of course, as a canvas to get a message out. It's common practice. I also wanted to look, attractive, aesthetically pleasing. Wanted to kind of be simple in a way so that it kind of gets into the mind. I like the idea of it being repetitive also because repetition is what makes things happen, or at least gets, plants more seeds, or plants more better seeds. So I'm just going to put these eyes on the back, which also has a symbolic meaning when it comes to the idea of history and the idea of going forward, where you're coming from. My family is actually from Trinidad, both my parents. And no, that's not. Yeah, they're from Trinidad. But the bird for their, I think the bird that's on the Trinidadian flag is scarlet ibis. I think it's similar to the Sankofa bird. But anyway, the idea of looking back, having an awareness, is what this means to me as I apply it right now. And there we go. Like I said, as far as the brand goes, right now I'm in the process of kind of organizing it, structuring it in a way that I can manage it. Because a lot of what I've been doing is myself. I do have some people around me that help with certain things. Like I said, photography here. I wasn't in this shop. Photography and you know, family members and things like that. But I'm looking to expand as far as my network and my understanding of fashion part of it, fashion aspect of it, expanding the fashion brand. Um, so looking forward to events like the Juneteenth event because any kind of exposure is always great. Always getting, you know, the ideas out into the consciousness is always a good move. So I believe this one's definitely cool here. Sometimes what you can do is transfer the heat, speed up the process. I think this is the last thing I'm going to put on here actually. Kind of goes, kind of doesn't, but I like the balance of it. This is also a very satisfying part of the process. If I've ever peeled anything, let's see it in real time. There we go. So these eyes come from the face. Of course, the face behind me right there. I just pretty much took that face and broke it down into different things. And there we go. So nighttime, that bottom piece will reflect. And in the front, you have, and that is how to make a one-of-a-kind piece. Of course, I could duplicate it, but I don't think I will. Maybe I will actually, because I like the exact same amount. But yeah, there you go. This is the process. This is BUSHMADE process from the mind to the made. Very hands-on. You really get to show them the computer work because I have this prepared. But like I said, this process is portable, and you know, anybody out there searching or needing this kind of you know, sample making service or for the educational aspect of it, as well as design and making, that's what I'm here for. That's what I'm moving towards, I would say. And so yeah, that's the presentation, demonstration. If there's any questions, I'm here.
Oh, that was really great, Iusa. So I just sort of in recapping, I heard so much. So I definitely heard that your creative process is therapeutic for you, and also kind of it's an intuitive process.
Very much, yes.
That's definitely what I picked up on. A lot of just following spirit and allowing yourself to subconsciously flow through your designs, like having your core values, your affirmations, because I kind of take a lot of what you're doing as affirmations,
Yes.
sort of like a walking affirmation for self, and a line that is definitely not, and you said that at the top about it not necessarily being about fashion, about it just being a part of your journey and ending up here. So being an artist myself, I really understand that the element that it can bring towards the balancing and mental health. And for me, I know I have anxiety. I have anxiety, and when I used to live in the city, every now and then this energy of like not so much as anger, but angst.
Uh,
You understand what I'm saying? So I make jewelry, and I know for me, banging the metals and like twisting the wires and like just knowing that I could take that. Oh yeah, go right ahead. Knowing that I'll hold space for you while you're doing. Knowing that I could have an outlet. Talk a little bit about that, about how your creative process is actually part of it. Sounds like self-care to me.
yeah, it is. And it kind of took me a while to realize that because at a young age, it wasn't so much. It was like two eras of my life. The early years when I was living in New York, me and all my siblings, we attended, I don't know if you know, Tayo Cultural Arts Academy and IEI. So it was music school and African dance school. So we were surrounded by the culture. Then I moved to Maryland, and that was really not there. So the idea of art as therapy wasn't reinforced or it wasn't valued in the way that my mind picked it up. So as I came back and I started to do it, and even up until now, recognizing how much it is a self-care thing, how much it is like just almost as necessary as eating, and just to keep your mind in certain ways. And so it definitely is another thing that I can use is music, and having a drum set and having space to play the drums without annoying people is very beneficial, because that is absolutely a release, you know. And that atmosphere of angst that you talk about, I always question them. It's like, am I just receiving? Is it me, or am I just receiving? You know, being susceptible to
Empaths, that empathic energy. You're soaking other people's things, and you're like, wait, that's not even mine. What's happening?
That's what it feels like. That's what it feels like. So when I'm tuned into what I'm doing, and I don't have any choice but to be present in what I'm creating, then that's when it's just like, okay, the station is where it needs to be. So yeah.
I definitely witnessed that ability in the process as you were moving through, and just like watching you decide, it was like super cool to watch the artist at work. You know, we see pieces in its finished form, but we don't really get to see people as they're actually doing the process, and we got to actually see you do the process. So that was like really super dope. Something else that had just come up for me. Something had just came to me. It'll come back. It'll come back. Oh, so what I definitely heard right there was community. Tap into Iusa, not just for his, he said that he offers graphic design services, I heard, but I would offer that you could tap into him as a facilitator for your programs. If you're looking for art as therapy, you can tap into him for, you said you worked at a school before, so he can be tapped into for, I'm sure, workshops. So just thinking out of the box of what we bring to the table as creatives. Yeah, community, he is, I'm sure, probably flexible. I heard you speak about flexibility at the top. So it sounds like Iusa could be very helpful to a lot of different people in a lot of different ways beyond creating garments and graphics and stuff. So your contact information has been dropped into the comments section. His IG is there. His website is there. Please, please, please follow Iusa. Check him out. He's going to be with us at Juneteenth. Which days will you be with us? Can you inform the community if you know?
I did the early bird for Saturday, so I don't know if there are any more spaces for Sunday, but Saturday definitely.
Okay, well, I'll make sure that our community, Mehdi, if we could make sure someone gets back to Iusa in regards to if there's anything available for Sunday. And community, he'll definitely be out in the park on Saturday. And that is at, I believe, Lenox Park, if I'm correct. And if not, don't worry, we'll be sharing it all with the community in the weeks and months to come leading up to Juneteenth. Iusa, is there anything else that you'd like to say to the community today before we depart?
Not really. I think that was, I enjoyed that very much.
I'm glad.
The process. So yeah, I hope everybody has a blessed day, week. And,
I'm glad, and I'm sure we'll have you back in the future again. I'm sure that there is more that you could. I would love to actually have you back to talk about it from the entrepreneur's level, and sort of like be back the business end of it. Being that you showed us the passion side of it today. So thank you so much, and look forward to meeting you on the Saturday. Actually, I think I'll be in Peekskill, but I'll see you around, hopefully on the Sunday. Okay. It's been a pleasure. And thank you. All right. And if you don't mind, stay around, hang out so we can debrief after. Yes, community. Thank you so much for being with us today. I really hope you guys enjoyed Iusa's presentation. I know I did. Everybody, if you missed it, please watch the replay, share it with your communities. And next week's presenter, we will have Diana Benjamin. She is the founder of New Genesis Pathfinder. She'll be talking to us about the MWBE certification process. So if you are a minority woman with a business, and I believe she will probably be talking about the process that you would go about in New York, but it also then looks the same in other states, and you can ask her questions about that. Come back and join us. Thank you for your time today, and we look forward to seeing you again, same time, same place, next Thursday.